Well, it is the most talked about project in the city. And it's kind of like a beacon of hope for people. I think it's got a good positive kind of narrative that, oh my God, this is going to help the whole of our community.
Our barbers. Here we are. How does it feel?
Surreal. Surreal, fantastic. Feels great, if I'm honest. But I never doubted. I knew I was going to do it. I've always said, remember in the first interview, I said, I've never had a chance to do something on my own, and I kind of know my own abilities, and I've always been kind of caged or restricted. So I guess this is the first time, like I said in the first interview, I've got nowhere to hide. It's kind of like all or nothing, do or die. Like, can I do it on my own, and can I pull it off? Everyone needs to judge me from this concept, this business, because I have no investors, I have no partners, nobody's helped me with any money, because I know everyone's obsessed about my financial status or how I'm financially doing, which is understandable because it's a huge project. The magnitude is ridiculous. So I guess some people are just nosy, but a lot of people are just intrigued, aren't they, to wonder how's he doing it, how's he figuring it out, especially because I don't come from a wealthy background, and obviously I've had my ups and downs, and when I started this, it was kind of like, it was a fresh start, it was a clean start, so yeah, I started with nothing to a degree. So the reason why I did the barbers first was, well, a combination of things really. First of all, this was the first place, this very spot was where we did the very first interview, when it was just like, I guess it was raw. I was going to say rubble, but it was very, very raw. Secondly, I think out of all the businesses within the complex, this is probably the most niche and the most humble to a degree. It has the least kind of universal appeal. So therefore it's the most challenging to create something that's, I guess, groundbreaking, disturbs the market, elevating a barber shop as such. So that's why I did it. I wanted to kind of demonstrate, in all honesty, my abilities. That's the truth of the matter. I wanted to show people that actually I've never had a fair chance. This is like my first time I've done anything on my own. And so if I can do this with the barbers, just imagine what I'm going to do with the rest of the place. Because all the other places have got just so many like USPs and innovation and technology and art and just so much content to shout out about. But this, like I said, is probably the one that would have been the most challenging. But I'm obviously very, very fortunate in the fact that I've made the right decisions. I've followed through on my instincts and intuition. And yeah, I genuinely, confidently can say I think I've done a phenomenal job. And then I think you set the tone as well, because this is the very first physical, because like as much as we've told everyone about the concept and my personal story and the ideas, I think people were ready for something physical, and I just had to bring it. And because at one point I was like, well, I'll just throw the whole thing in and do it, but I don't think that would have been the right way to do it anyway, because I do actually want everyone to come on the journey step by step as well as the project evolves. because I know it's become like, almost like, well, it is the most talked about project in the city. And it's kind of like a beacon of hope for people. I think it's got a good, positive kind of narrative that, oh my God, you know, this is going to help the whole of our community and beyond. Not just through jobs, but business, and just giving people, inspiring people and giving people hope. Like, that's such a powerful message in itself. It's not just a barbershop, it's got something special about it. And I know that everyone that comes here physically, they can feel it, they're in awe of it. So the design element of this whole concept, but especially the barbers, is, well, I wanted to take the barber shop and kind of elevate it to in a direction that's never been seen before. Well, I wanted zones ultimately. So, and I like illusion. So you'll see lots of detail, like the strobe light looks like it's just floating in the air. The light bulb at the front is will become my logo for art.barbers, especially as the brand grows and we start having multiple outlets and franchises. I really wanted to make sure we had a really strong logo, and that bulb what a bulb demonstrates to me is ideas. And every time you're doing someone's hair or whatever, there's a thought process. It's an idea of what you're going to create, so it's still a creative thing. I've kind of tried to really get into the mindset of the consumer and see, well, what do we need at the front? What kind of vibe do we need in the actual salon floor itself? And I really, really wanted to have that kind of like beauty to it, but still remain quite masculine, and just have that wow factor when people just look at it and go, oh my God. And they don't get bored of looking at it, which I think I've achieved in abundance, if I'm honest. And I know it's very Instagrammable, but yeah, I wanted to just create something that was just pioneering, groundbreaking, from not just a design perspective, but also from a service perspective, from a customer service perspective, products, just the whole 360. The reaction from the design has been phenomenal. I've obviously, if people don't know, I have secured a partnership with American Crew, which is an exclusive partnership. They've given me access to a masterclass, which has only ever been done globally a few times with these educators. Now, these educators are kind of like the world's leading industry professionals in barbering. Like, they are the bee's knees. They are the best of the best. And they're running this course to kind of refine and teach my staff, my barbers, and lift them and take them to the next stage, which is obviously a phenomenal thing for any barber, but it's obviously a great thing for my business as well. The other major thing that I think is going to just go like beyond crazy is Booksy is the largest male grooming booking app in the country, hands down. A majority of the barbershops are on that platform. Now, I am the very first barbershop in the UK to have an official partnership from Booksy. Now, it doesn't take a genius to work out that, what are they actually saying by doing that? Well, if I'm being honest, I feel like they're saying this is probably one of the best barbershops in the country and the one to watch. And so they're getting in there before we do blow up. And that's a big kind of, it's a big statement, even though it's under the radar statement. It's a big move, isn't it? And for that to happen to me kind of shows where we're going or the level that we're coming into the market at. We have a huge recruitment process going on behind the scenes at the moment. We've had so many applications, varied in quality, but some incredibly high caliber barbers have submitted their application. We're going to choose a handful, hopefully the best of that bunch, and then we're going to put them onto the American Crew Masterclass before they even go on to the salon floor as such. So, and in that process, obviously, first of all, we're interviewing them, and we're going to narrow that down to probably about 24, I'd say, or 16. And then they do a trade test, which is one of the educators from American Crew, a guy called Ian Tucker, he's going to judge that. And then after that trade test, they do a free expression haircut so we can see how creative they are. Again, that's Ian Tucker will be the judge of that. Once they get through that whole process, we will then pick who we think is at our standard. And the best people will be given, one of these sections, which is just fantastic. They also get like a kit bag. They get a designer apron, so we'll be announcing who that designer is, which is quite exciting. And they've just got a really, really incredible career path to them, because we're really about nurturing people and making sure that they are earning phenomenal money as a barber, hopefully the best in the city, so they can feed their families and have the lifestyle that they want. The barbershop is the most humble business in this centre and the most challenging, because ultimately, I guess it's the barbershop, and how is he gonna take that and make such a noise about it and disturb the market and just blow it up? But that's what I've done, and I'm really, really proud, not just of myself, but the team around me. I'm just grateful, and hopefully, God willing, inshallah, it just keeps getting better and better and better, which I'm very confident that it's going to. But to be honest, I wanted to prove a point. I wanted to show that, look, for all you critics and daters out there, let me show you what I can do with the barbershop, and then everything else is a given, isn't it? Because it's got so many other USPs and components I can shout out about, but this is the most difficult one to make that noise, and I kind of know, like I'm fully aware that I've done that, and it's just going to keep getting, the hype's just going to keep getting bigger and better, because I know what other stuff I've got up my sleeve. And I think for me, I really wanted to set that high standard of right, look, if we're doing this with the barbers, you ain't either ready for what we've got coming with the rest of the place, because it's just going to be groundbreaking.